Hello, having my morning coffee out here on the porch, and spring has finally sprung. It's so green and beautiful. So here's a story about Ganesh. It's one of my favorites, and it's actually a story about a demon as well. And this demon, his name is Gajamukha Asura. Asura means demon, and Gaja means elephant, and Mukha, like Adho Mukha, downward facing, it means face. So Gajamukha Asura is the elephant-headed demon. And this demon, he got his elephant head because of a curse, because he had done something awful. And so he was cursed to have the body of a boy, but the head of an elephant. And he hated that elephant head so much. He felt like it was such a stigma, like everyone was staring at him all the time. But what he hated even more than his own elephant head was the other elephant-headed boy. And this one, his name was Ganesh. Ganesh, he loved his elephant head because if you remember the story, his elephant head came because Shiva, his father, chopped off his own head and then replaced it with the head of an elephant. And so Ganesh thinks, look, this is a gift from my father. I wear it with so much pride. This is something that makes me unique. It makes me different from everyone else. And that chopping off of the head is so profound because that is the wound that turns us into seekers. We all have one of those moments where we got chopped down, we got knocked down, our head got chopped off, and it sent us traveling a little bit further along the path to awakening. It helped shake us up so that we weren't stuck in our old way of being. It's probably the thing that turned you into a yogi. And so Ganesh wears his head with so much pride. He loves his elephant head, and he loves that it has big giant ears so that he can hear all the sounds of the birds. Like maybe you can hear them right now. They're calling like crazy. He can hear the birds chirping. He can hear all the sweet things that people say. He can hear music from far, far away. He loves his tusks because they can pick things up. They can do all kinds of neat things for him. He loves his long trunk because it's so powerful. It could uproot a tree trunk with one pull, but it's also so delicate that it could take individual seeds out of a pomegranate or feed himself individual tiny little grapes. So he loves this body he's got. He loves this head that he's got. Meanwhile, Gajamukha Asura, he is miserable and he hates that Ganesh. He hates his own big ears because he can hear all the awful things that people are saying about him. They're saying, oh, that Gajamukha, why is he always scowling? Why can't he be happy like that Ganesh? Oh, we love that Ganesh so much. He's so sweet. He just loves life. He's always smiling. He hates his big trunk because it puts him off balance. He doesn't know how to manage it. He can hardly walk. He certainly can't dance or twirl or have fun like he used to because he's got this big, cumbersome head with this long trunk. And so he decides he is going to challenge Ganesh to a battle. He wants to fight him. He says, come on, I'm going to wrestle you. Get over here. And Ganesh says, no, no, no. Come on, look, we look the same. We're brothers. We should be friends. We shouldn't be fighting. And he offers Gajamukha some of the sweets that he's always carrying around. And you know how it is with people who are angry, with people who have that kind of rage, that sometimes when you're sweet with them, it makes them even more angry, right? It gets them all worked up. And so Gajamukha gets even angrier at Ganesh. And Ganesh at this point has no choice but to battle with him, to wrestle with him, because Gajamukha is coming after him. He's got to protect himself. And so they begin to wrestle. And they're wrestling, and these two giant elephant-headed boys are wrestling, and all around trees are falling. The world is shaking. The animals are panicking, and birds are flying from the trees. It's chaos, and it's loud, and it's rumbling. The whole earth, the whole planet itself is shaking from the weight of these two elephant-headed boys wrestling. But Ganesha, he's so graceful. His father is Shiva, the cosmic dancer, Nataraja. So Ganesha has learned how to dance with his head. He dances in circles around Gajamukha, who, because he hates his head so much, is falling over to one side, falling over to the other side, and Ganesha keeps dancing and pinning him down, and finally he pins him down one last time with his tusk. He pins him down and he looks down into his eyes, and Gajamukha looks up into Ganesha's eyes. And as Ganesha looks down into Gajamukha's eyes, he sees so much pain and sorrow, because anyone who would be that angry, who'd want to hurt someone, who'd be so full of rage, is that way because of some deep pain inside their heart. And Gajamukha, for his part, he looks up at Ganesh and he sees this being who looks just like him, who's okay, and who's looking at him with no judgment, No anger. He's not looking at him like he's some shameful thing that needs to be hidden. He's just looking down at him like he's his brother with nothing but love. And Gajamukha, as he looks at Ganesh, he says, how do you do it? How are you okay with this giant elephant head? How do you live in this world feeling so different and so odd? And Ganesha says, well, this head, it was a gift. This is my gift. This is my unique thing that I have that makes me me. And it was a gift from my father, and I accept it. It's the gift of me. I accept it, and through that acceptance, I can begin to use it as my greatest strength. It's turning my wound into the very source of my empowerment. And with this, Gajamukha begins to cry. And he finally begins to accept his own being, his own self, this body that he's in now. And as he does, he's looking up at Ganesh, and Ganesh gets farther and farther away somehow. And then Gajamukha looks down at his own body, and he sees that he's tiny, and he's white, and he's furry. He's everything he always wanted to be. He's lithe, he's quick, he's small, he's adorable. He's a tiny little mouse. And his name now is Mushika. And Ganesh says, now you will be my very best friend. And so that's why when you see images of Ganesh, he often has little Mushika by his side, or sometimes he's even riding Mushika. Accept the gift of you, the wounds that turn you into yogis, and you take those wounds and you use them so that they become the path to your empowerment. Namaste.